Would you look at that? Probably be a lot better day to be out on the trail than making you guys this video. But anyways, I've been getting a lot of requests on some questions about the 4L80E. So I'll start with the interior of the cab. So you do not need to change the steering column. I don't know who, unless your truck is different than mine, you don't need to change the steering column. The column, it'll actually drop down. This is the original, all the way down. I mean, you'll need to change the indicator down there, which you can hardly see because it's horrible lighting, or it's not focused, but you will need to change the indicator, but you do not need to change the steering column. So we'll move to the bottom here. Now it's not 100% done, but it's done enough to where I've put about 500 miles on the truck, and no problem so far. So I did have to, excuse it's jacked up, I was just actually checking to see if the 4x4 was functioning, and it is. So we'll start with the rear drive shaft. That did have to get shortened. To what length? Every truck's going to be a little bit different, even though most of them probably aren't. I'm just going to tell you that because I don't remember my length. I stuck with the original MP208 transfer case. The output shaft on my 4L80 that I got, which was out of a 96 K2500, the output shaft is a little longer. So some people say you got to buy the spacer that's like 100 some bucks, and screw that. So I went on eBay and I found the clocking ring, because you only need about, I don't know, maybe less than 1/3 of an inch for it to sit flush. So that clocking ring is about 1/2 inch, so it gives you plenty of space that you need, and you can clock the transfer case up just a hair, so it gives you a little more clearance. So that's what I did. I went with the Quick Shift 2 TCM for my truck. It's been working really good so far. I think there's a Quick Shift 4 and there's a Quick Shift 6, and they have all these different options that you can change on the truck. But I went with the Quick Shift 2 because it was the least expensive, and I'm not trying to do anything crazy with the truck. The Quick Shift 4 does have a off-road mode supposedly, but my truck's a 4x4. I got 4 high and 4 low. That's my off-road mode along with my right foot. For the shift linkage, that's something I had a little bit of an issue. I haven't cleaned that up yet, and I'm going to take that off, clean it up, and paint it all black. But anyways, so one of the little issues I had was a shift linkage. I left the original one on from a 4L60E, and it actually sticks out. And when you try and shift, it'll bind. So I was having a hard time figuring out why I was binding or why it wouldn't work. So I took the shift linkage here, the shift piece, off of my TH400 that was originally in here, and I put in, attached it to the 4L80E, and it's been perfect ever since. I also changed, you have a little bushing, oh, looks like that didn't do anything, but there's a little spring here with the bushing. Looks like that got pushed out. I'll have to fix that, figure that out later, but it's been shifting fine. Let's see what else we got here. For the tranny mount, that's a half-ass Mickey Mouse. Like I said, I'm not done with it yet. So I got a 4L80E transfer case for a 2500 truck. And then the spacers that were originally on the bottom from the TH400, and I kind of used that to prop up the transfer now. I haven't been off-road with it. It's been all on-road, but you can see that piece of rubber is already getting shredded by the side pan, or the pan there, so I'm going to have to take that out soon. There's some videos I've seen on guys making like a custom tranny mount for that, which is what I'll do. I did have to move the transmission back about 2 inches or so. You can see there's 2 holes there. I don't know why there was already another hole, 2 holes in the frame from prior, or if that's how it came from the factory. But as you can see, I had to drill another hole back there to get it so that it lines up and that the transmission is sitting okay where it belongs. What else? We got a few leaks coming from the engine bay. I did the oil pan while I was at it because I had pretty much everything off. What else? I guess we'll go to the engine bay area, but down here, front drive shaft. So front drive shaft, I had not extended it yet. I did it just enough to kind of connect it right there. There's a 1.5 inch spacer that I got. I don't remember the website. If I find it, I'll put it in the link below. And that kind of just gives it enough to connect. That's not something I'd do any hardcore off-roading with because it'll probably disconnect and I'll drop it on the trail. So that's that. Let's go to the top. This piece of crap M1009, I don't know who that belongs to. Oh, let's pop the hood. That might be good. So, and then this is where I mounted the quick shift 2. This is for the transmission, obviously, but it's not waterproof at all. So I mounted it inside of the cab as the instructions say to. You can make adjustments on the quick shift 2, the quick shift 4, the quick shift 6, but I'm probably just going to leave it as is because I put in what criteria, you know, the size of my tires, what gear ratio I have. And they kind of set it up from the factory, and that was real easy. I just kind of plug and play. I didn't have to adjust anything. I could make it a little more aggressive, and I might later, but as of right now, I don't have any plans to do that because this truck's running good. And I just had to do the injection pump literally the week after I did the transmission, so yeah, I'm not going to want to mess anything up. So this is a transmission TPS from a 92, what would have been a K2500. The 91, from 90 to 92, they use a 6.2 also. The part number, I'll put that in the bottom there. And that was kind of plug and play, figuring out how to connect it to the harness, because when you order your quick shift 2, the wiring is going to be a little different. So I had to cut them up, and I had to test what went where. So don't go off of this. I'll put the part number in the bottom, and the what plug I use. This plug, these aren't the colors that go on the wiring harness. This is a different plug. I kind of soldered them in back here. So anyways, to set this, I actually had to rotate it. There's a little spring inside of the unit itself, so when you put it on, if you try and rotate it and you let it go, it'll spring back all the way to the left. So I put it on, I had to rotate it all the way to the right and then tighten it up so that way it would send the signal. If not, there's not enough voltage. It has to be 5 voltage going back to the TCM. So that was that. Then obviously we have wiring, which is supposed to go straight to the battery. I went to the power box right up there for the ground and the power. If not, I would have had to extend the wires, and I didn't want to do all that. I kind of wanted to keep everything looking clean. So that's kind of it for the 4L80E swap. I'll put the part number for that unit there on the bottom. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I'm forgetting. For the transmission cooler lines, no, that was for the radiator video that I did. So I guess that's kind of it, folks. If you got any questions, if I missed anything, please comment below, and I'll be happy to answer as soon as I can. Follow me on CUCV_page on Instagram, and there's some more information there. In terms of the injection pump, I guess I'll make a quick little video for you guys after on that. So thanks for watching, and have a great day.